Welcome to our weekly podcast, Let's Be Breast Friends. My name is Jeannie, and today joining me is lactation consultant Claire Fraser. Today we'll be discussing some common misconceptions that come with your breastfeeding journey. We'll turn the time to Claire. Thank you for having me. This is a great opportunity to talk about those things that no one really likes to talk about. You'd be surprised by how many misconceptions are out there. But the number one misconception that I hear so often is that breastfeeding should come naturally. Now, what does that even mean? We know that naturally it's something that you're born with. But breastfeeding is not like that. Like any other new skill, it may take time, practice, patience, and persistence to master. It can be quite frustrating at times, I'm not gonna lie. And during the already emotionally fragile period that you are going through with a newborn baby, it's even more difficult to cope with frustration and difficulties. But breastfeeding will become easier with time and professional help if necessary. The number two misconception that we hear often is that nipple shape matters. Now, what does that mean? For most women, nipple size or shape has no impact on breastfeeding. I remember a patient of mine that came in. She was from the Philippines, and she had been told her whole life that because she had really small nipples, she would never be able to breastfeed her child. Little did she know that after a couple sessions with our team, she was able to successfully breastfeed her child as well as her other two children after that. So if you have flat or inverted nipples, they may self-correct by the time that baby arrives, or shortly after. Even if the shape doesn't change, it may not impact breastfeeding. Babies breastfeed, not nipple feed. Let's remember that. However, in some cases, nipple shape can make breastfeeding a little bit more challenging. And if that happens, a knowledgeable lactation consultant can offer some ways, such as wearing a breast shield or a nipple shield, pumping, or using manual manipulation to help overcome those challenges. The number three most popular misconception is that small breast won't make enough milk. The capacity of a woman's breast to make milk is determined by the breast tissue. So, our milk-producing cells, and not by the size of the breast. Breast size is determined by fat, which has no bearing on milk production. So next time you hear any of these three, I would like you to address them to the appropriate sources where they can get information. Thank you so much, Claire, for your time. I'm sure our listeners really appreciated your addressing these common concerns. I know, at least for me, that I learned something new today. If you're interested to know more about common misconceptions, please visit www.letsbebreastfriends.org. We offer free counseling and 24/7 on-call lactation consultants, as well as classes and workshops. Thank you for listening, and join us next week when we talk about how to deal with postpartum depression and anxiety. See you next week.